Peri-Pigs, the podcast where two perimenopausal besties, Veronica Pig and Penelope Pig, survive hot flushes, brain fog and midlife mayhem together, one oink at a time.
So if you've laughed, cried or screamed at absolutely nothing this week, you're in the right sty. Let's oink about it.
Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready.
Let's get ready.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Get ready. Get steady and rumble. Everybody rumble. Don't know what the overwhelming was to do that.
I know.
Loved it.
Just,
I feel really
compelled.
I feel good about that.
Absolutely
I feel good
compelled.
about that.
Well, we are sort of a female version of PJ and
Deck.
Duncan.
Or PJ. Oh, we're going
Wasn't
PJ.
Were they
it was PJ and Duncan
for that song.
Yeah, I'm Deck or Duncan because I'm the short one.
Yes. Well, we always have to
you
walk.
PJ because of your forehead.
Yes, for my receding hairline. Yeah, no, I'm going to take
peak.
that one. Yeah, my widow's peak is peaking.
I like a solid start to a podcast.
Yes,
I like
yeah.
a solid
So
start.
here we are. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
On that note, hello, welcome. So this isn't Ant and Dec. I know you must have thought that was the real thing there.
They are not perimenopausal women.
No.
But
they probably have to deal with them, actually, because I think they're in the age range, aren't they? They're sort of, are they late 40s now?
They probably are.
So
yes, on making an assumption that their partners are a similar age or maybe a bit younger, then they probably do. But if my husband was as successful as Ant or Dec and gave me the money and the funds and the lifestyle, I'd be a happier pig and I'd deal with my symptoms much better.
Absolutely, yeah. It would be good, wouldn't it? I think we said this on our very first sort of episode or pilot episode about if you could just go to a retreat on a desert island or something through this time of your life, it would be so much easier. It's everything that comes into your life, like, you know, working, family, all of that makes all of this so much more difficult.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, I think rich people, celebrities, they must have it a little bit easier, surely.
I always say this, whoever they are, people, or it is said, money doesn't buy you happiness, and I get that, you know, you can have loads of money, but you might not have a happy relationship, you might not have a best friend like I've got, invaluable, but money makes a lot of things in life easier.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stresses in life are related to not having money, or we only go to work for the money. That's why people go to work. And that is one of the biggest stresses, certainly, that we find in our lives, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, not that we don't like our jobs. It's just you have to. We were talking about this, weren't we, this week? That you have to.
It's the functioning.
You've got to find this energy or your battery. You charge up your battery, although we only half charge our batteries with our lack of sleep, but we'll go on to that. But you have this battery. You charge yourself up. And there's only so much you can give. And it's very difficult when you've got to give like 40 hours of that to your job.
Hell yeah.
And we always say, like, we're lucky. Like, you're, like, very home-based with your work. I'm kind of 50-50-ish, maybe a little bit more of that. I've been at home all week this week. It just happens to be that's how my week's been. So it does make life a little bit easier when you haven't got to add, like, a commute or properly getting ready for work and stuff like that.
It's definitely been an absolute
game changer,
yes,
isn't it?
It really has, because, like I say, majority of my time is spent working from home. I do go out, but it's not that often. So if I've had that bad night's sleep, which I've certainly had this week, it's been pretty horrendous. If you can just about drag yourself out of bed, and even if you're working in your pyjamas, then so be it. At least you're at work at said time, you're doing your hours, you're putting it in, but you don't have that added commute.
Get ready.
Trying to put lipstick on a pig. I mean, it's not easy. Literally trying to put lipstick on a pig, and it's not working, or you haven't had a shower, your hair's all greasy or something. It doesn't matter because you're at home. So I thoroughly recommend that to anyone in perimenopause or menopause. Get a job where you can work from home, because it does make it a little bit easier on those days. So, yeah, very grateful for that. Oh, you've got your trotter up.
I have got my trotter up because the producer did make a comment earlier about how we talk over each other, which we do sometimes. And the reason that we do that, and we've talked about this before with work, is you have to get out what you're going to say before you forget.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start putting my trotter up so that you're aware that there's something ready.
Oh, that's going to really throw me.
Is it going to throw you?
I don't know how to communicate with you unless we're talking over each other.
So,
because I don't even realise we do it. Do you? I don't realise we do that.
well, we're one person. We're one pig.
yeah.
Effectively, we've got one brain. We're one person. It's a flowing conversation that transfers from my body to yours. He doesn't fucking understand that because he's a man. Doesn't get it.
A hog.
He's a hog. What I was going to say, with the hair, you just mentioned about greasy hair.
Oh, dear.
So I was doing my hair, this thing might have been yesterday, because when I work from home, I can get away with not doing my hair as much. I'll tie it up. It just doesn't look as bad when you're on camera. There's ways that I wouldn't go to work with my hair, like greasy or whatever. And I was like, oh, it looks okay, but I'm going to a meeting, so I need to tidy the front of my hair up before I have this meeting. And so I thought the easiest way to do this was just straighten the front of my hair a little bit. And then when I straightened my hair, because it was obviously like a bit greasy.
Oh no, what? Did it frizzle?
No, it smelled like onion. And I was like, what is that? Have you ever had that?
Do you know what? Because I don't really use straighteners anymore.
Heat on my hair.
So it's the heat. Is it something like? Is it the?
Oil
it must be
in
the
my
hair oil. It must be the oils.
That
isn't
smelled
it,
like
from
an
your head?
onion.
How bizarre!
I've never noticed this before.
Had you eaten onion like the day before or anything? Had it been coming? You know when you eat garlic and stuff and it like leaches out of your pores and stuff? Was it
I don't recall.
an oniony dinner the night before or anything like that?
I don't recall eating an overly oniony dinner at any point this week.
So there is a thing about smells being stronger in Peri that people can... I've seen a lot of stuff online where people have like this phantom, they can smell cigarette smoke or burning.
Oh, that's just your husband. Yeah. No, they do. They say that. You can taste smoke or taste something, yeah.
So I wonder if you're maybe just more sensitive to the smell or if that's a hormonal change in your oils
It
or
could
something.
be, but then I am in one of those weeks where I would expect the armpit flatulence at this point because I'm having a clammy.
You're in that bit of the
I'm in a
cycle.
clammy week. We'll go on to the sleep then because you were mentioning sleep. So I haven't slept too badly, but like you, I've just wake up early, not as early as you've been. But what I've found the last couple of days is whilst I'm not having night sweats as such, I've just felt so much warmer. I've had to put the fan on in the bedroom because my body temperature is higher this week. And in the morning, as soon as I have my coffee, my little trotters get sweaty.
Oh,
I get sweaty
so you
trotters.
start getting a sweat on then.
Like a sweat on, but feet only. I get these targeted sweats.
Yeah.
Rather than you get that whole body, it rises up through your entire body like a volcano.
Yeah.
I get this very specific, if it's not the armpit, it's the trotter.
So I wonder if you're going to have a bit of foot flatulence going, a foot fart.
I wonder, the foot part, I wonder how that would work.
You're not flip-flop ready then yet? Because
I am not
often
flip-flop
they're quite
ready.
plasticky, aren't they? So,
oh, God, I need to be mindful of that in
You don't want a
public.
sweaty trotter in those.
Oh, no. I might have to wear a sock and a slider around the pool.
Yeah, yes.
Sexy.
Well, maybe that's how it all started with like socks and sandals.
Oh, do you reckon?
Maybe it was through a Peri woman or a Peri-Pig and was like, I'm not going to do this. I need to put a sock on.
See, I'm sorry, but there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it. It's not something that you should be allowed to do.
You'd rather have
You don't wear a sock and a sandal. You don't wear a sock and a flipping slider. And you certainly do not wear a croc.
Oh. Yeah.
And I'll probably offend a lot of listeners.
Well, I was going to say, you're Team Croc or not Team Croc.
It's like Marmite for your feet.
You've gone on risky territory then. I do believe, did they not start off at the NHS? I thought, was it not like nurses or surgeons or something? Is that what they were designed for originally?
Possibly, it's like a hygiene thing.
Yeah,
I always remember,
I feel like
chefs.
they were, or chefs or something. I feel like they were originally designed for that or something.
Probably.
Oh, who cares? Never mind.
Don't wear them.
So, symptom of the week. Sleep has not been great for me this week at all. I've had a week of where I will just wake up so alert and wide awake. You know when it's like you can wake up, go back to sleep, nap. Been waking up at like 1 a.m. and staying awake till like 3 a.m. So I know 3 a.m. is like a big thing for a lot of people where they just wake up at that
3
time.
till 5 like is a time window, I think.
Yeah.
But not 1.
This week it's been 1 a.m. till 3 a.m. Cannot get back to sleep, and so I've had no choice but to literally sit there and go on my phone because there's no point 'cause I'm that awake.
That is a horrible space to be in at that time of the morning, isn't it?
It's
Really
so bad
awful.
because then you get the anxiety of going, again, I've got to start work. I need to get through the day. I've got all of this stuff on. I need to do X, Y, and Z. And so the only way I can take my mind off it is trying to do a bit of...
Occupy yourself.
Yeah, and sort of resetting myself back to sleep. And I think you told me that, actually.
Yeah, or like, I've heard that, you know, one of the best things to do is get out the bed, remove yourself from the bed, take yourself somewhere else for half an hour, go and have like a decaf warm drink.
Yeah.
Take yourself out of the bedroom, go and just sort yourself out and then go back to bed.
Yeah. And
I think it's difficult, isn't it?
As if you're going to bed for the...
To start going to bed again. But it's so hard, isn't it? Because blue light in your phones and all that stimulation is not a good thing. But then, like you said, but you need something to just do. You can't, you know, it's difficult to put like the telly on or whatever, especially when you've got your husband in the bed. You just don't want to make noise for other people.
That's it, yeah.
Unlike my husband, who likes to make a lot of noise for me. That's another story which we've talked about. But yeah, I don't know, it's so difficult. Like, what do you do? Because you then think, I don't want to get out the bed. I don't want to wake... A bit like we said about going to the toilet in the night. You don't want to wake yourself up too much and remove yourself.
Yeah. So you sort of persist and then hours go by.
What's the hoggy husband doing at this point?
Oh, he just sleeps through it. Peacefully sleeps through it. But the reason I've been waking up is because this is a new one. I've been grinding my teeth. And I wake up being aware that I'm doing it and my whole jaw is clenched so tightly and I have to almost release it and just go, right, just relax. You know when you kind of do like a meditation and they start from the top of your head and it goes, right, relax your eyelids and relax your cheeks.
Yeah.
And I almost have to do that to stop this clenching of the teeth. And it was so bad, I woke up, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday or something, with the worst toothache, and I thought, oh my God, I've got like an abscess or something.
Yeah, you said that when you messaged me.
And it was so bad, I had to take painkillers all day because as soon as the painkillers were wearing off, and I was doing what you usually do when you get toothache, prodding into my mouth, looking, you know, I've got the little mirror and the little light and I'm looking, going like, is it infected gum? Like, what's going on? And I'm wiggling the teeth. And then the next day happened again. I was aware that I'd been clenching my teeth, but then the pain wasn't so bad, but then I had like a bit of a sore throat. So I was like, oh God, like, here we go again. I'm ill again. It's something, because it's all connected. And then by the third day, no pain whatsoever. But I'd like consciously throughout the night unclenched my jaw. So anyway, I did, obviously, as I always do, I look these things up, because what else are you going to do at 1 to 3 in the morning? So I did look it up and it said teeth grinding at night is a common, often overlooked symptom of perimenopause.
Really?
It's primarily driven by fluctuating hormones, increased anxiety and sleep disturbances like night sweats. So there we go again.
Fascinating.
Tick, I've got my subscription in. Here you go. I've got grinding teeth. So
that's so interesting. I don't know that I grind my teeth, but I think I definitely do a jaw clenching thing. Mm-hmm. And what my symptom is when I do that is I get this earache. And again, like you, I think, oh God, I'm getting an ear infection.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's what
I'm
the
getting
throat
an ear
was.
infection. And when I went to the doctor about it, that's exactly what they said to me. You know, there's nothing there, there's nothing wrong. It's a tension thing because there's nothing wrong with your ears. And I was like, do you know what? Yes, because I recognise that it happens when I'm like stressy. Yeah. Probably at work, stressy. You know, and you've been on the phone all day and you've got loads going on, you're a bit stressy. So I have to then be really aware of that stress with my like jaw clenching.
That's it, but it's
everything is impacted, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it's so annoying because it piggybacks off of each other, doesn't it? So it's like, it says here, you know, it can be driven by anxiety. Well, when you haven't slept in a few days, you're going to go to bed with anxiety, thinking, I'm going to probably wake up in the middle of the night, I won't be able to sleep, I'm going to have another rubbish day because I'm going to be so tired. So all of that, there's anxiety there. Yes, it's been particularly stressful with life. So, yeah, I can definitely check the stress off, but ain't it always? You know, we've always got something to stress over, right? I think we all do that.
Yeah.
Nothing more than usual in life, you know.
Yeah, there's nothing big, specific going on.
Yeah, and so I think it is probably hormone driven. The old pyjama bottoms have been off.
Have you whipped them off this week?
Whipped them off, and a few nights I've gone to bed not even wearing them because I thought, what's the point? Because I'm going to be having the night sweats.
So on that, we're talking about the pyjamas then. This leads into a conversation that we were having this week, and it would be, again, really good to have other people's thoughts on this. So last week we asked for people's thoughts on the naked sleeping. The conversation that we had this week was around how often should you change your pyjamas, didn't we? We had this conversation.
We did.
And this conversation came about not because... It's a little bit of us. We were saying, weren't we, that I probably used to put, I would put fresh pyjamas or whatever nightwear, depending on what thickness you could wear, depending on the season, is where we got to, wasn't it? And I would change my pyjamas maybe every 3 or 4 nights. Certain nights that, I'd have a bath, have a bath, clean pyjamas.
Of course.
Clean bedding, clean pyjamas, right? They go together. You don't have a clean bed and dirty pyjamas.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about how often you replace your bed sheets and stuff, weren't we? And I think it depends. There's variants of why you would and why you wouldn't. And then we talked about men. And how...
That's all I can say to that is...
How some, because not all, let's not judge. You were saying specifically about how
I had to remind my husband and tell him, you need to change the pyjamas. They've been on several days.
For
several days. And, so I had to give him an instruction by that point, because I'd noted this. They're just different creatures, aren't they?
They are, because my husband is much the same.
Yeah.
He will change his pyjamas... or his night, whatever he wears.
His nightie.
his floral gown. He will change it purely because he's gone to find the same ones after many days.
You've put them in the wash.
Well, they've walked off themselves probably, but yeah, I've put them in the wash.
Yeah.
Like I would if he was my child.
Yeah.
I've decided that he needs to change his pyjamas. I will tell him it's bath night tonight. And I will run his bath for him. Because I'm not sure he knows how to do it himself.
So you've gone from wife to mother, really, in a lot of ways. I do exactly the same sort of things. And so I was having a really interesting conversation today with one of my friends at work who's going on holiday. And we were talking about, so obviously we've got our holiday due as well. Actually that bit running up to any holiday is so stressful because there's so much that you've got to do. If you've got people staying in your house for kids, animals, or, anything like that, or house sitting, you've got beds, you've got things to wash, extra cleaning to do. In her case, she was, having to get some extra meals, like doing the food shopping, writing down instructions, getting visas for the, all of these things that you've got to do. You've got to work out timings, etc., etc. And I sort of noted that she was saying all of these things. She was doing all of these things. And we've said this before, why is it our job as one half of a relationship to think and do all of those things? Because guess what? I work full time and my husband works full time. And as my friend at work, that's also her situation. So they both work full time. Why is it on her agenda? Why are all these things her job? And it's not that you're in a situation where your husband's going, you must do this. We just naturally do these things and we become these kind of... Is it controlling? Are we the controlling ones? Or is it just that they become a bit useless? Because they must have survived before they met us, right? They must have had to have done all these things. But it's is it a natural progression in some relationships? And like you said, it's always going to be different ones. There's going to be other ones where the man's going to be doing all of this and they'll probably joke and say that their wife is the useless one. So, but regardless, why is it that why is it one-sided, whether it's male, female, Like, what is that?
I can't get my head round it either sometimes. I don't know. Like you say, is it because we're just a little bit controlling sometimes because we know then it's been done if we do it?
If we weren't, though, they would just stay in these filthy pyjamas, right?
So, well, and this is much to the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, they'd stay in the filthy pyjamas. They wouldn't have a bath. And without disclosing and embarrassing publicly our husbands in any way, when you just said they survived without us before, I'm not going to say anything, but just cast your mind back. Cast your mind back. And you know what I'm thinking? How did they live? And I certainly know what circumstance my husband was living in when I met him, and you know what circumstance. I'm literally pointing towards him in the other rooms in your house. You know exactly where I'm going with this. So no, they didn't live like we lived before we met them, did they? Let's be honest. They are what they are because they have us.
Yeah, and we've created
this.
We've mothered them.
We've created monsters.
They do say
They're
that men like
spoiled
pick
single
their mothers
children
and stuff, don't they? It's something. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Like that's a psychology I don't want to get into.
I don't want to get into that psychology either.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird. Although, like, my husband, weirdly, is very much like my mother. So when we do a comparison, and if you think, like, you know my mum and you know my mum's kind of general behaviours and her ways about certain things, me and my dad find it really amusing that the way that they are, there's very, very similar personality traits between them.
Yeah.
And we find it quite funny. They're just, you know, the things they both worry about, the things they both stress about, their personalities, their absolute love for chocolate. Just little things where me and my dad are like, my goodness, how do we do this? It's funny.
Well, and that's another saying is that, like, women will go for, like, their father, like some people similar to their fathers and stuff.
I don't think we have in any way, shape or form.
No, not at all. So, yeah, I don't know. Dynamics, isn't it? It's like everyone must be different, but, yeah, it's also very frustrating when you put all of this stress on yourself when you're already stressed as it is in life. You know, this time of life is stressful. And then all of a sudden you've decided that all of these things are your job and you've got all of that to take on as well. So
it's so much.
It don't help, does it?
It does not help.
Because, so the conclusion of our conversation about this holiday was you can't actually, because I was like, you know, you do the thing of going, are you looking forward to it then? It's like, no, I'm not, because I've got all of this stuff to do.
I always say, I'll be happy when I'm sat on that aeroplane.
Yep, because there's
Get
nothing
me on
more
that
you
plane.
can do at that
Although
point.
in this scenario, I'm going to struggle because I'm going to be sat on a plane and you're going to be on the same plane, but you're not going to be sat next to me, are you?
No, we're not sitting.
You're going to sit next to him, aren't you?
Yeah. We're going to have to sit next to our husbands.
For 3 hours.
Oh, is that how long?
And we can't even message each other up and down the plane. How do we deal with this?
Well, we've already kind of said we can do a swap, can't we? And we can chuck...
As a treat, he can go and sit in the extra leg room, couldn't he?
Yeah, we can bin him off.
The deal we could do here, you let him go and sit in your extra leg room and I'll buy you the Prosecco.
Ooh, deal done.
Deal done?
Yeah.
I'll order the dildo, deal done. I'll buy the Prosecco and then I'll beckon you up and you can swap over and they can sit there and have...
Maybe we could order them some, like, chocolate or something, because they'd be quite happy with that, wouldn't they?
Oh, we'll have to pre-buy it. Like, I'm not paying flight price chocolate for them.
Well, you can just bring it with you, can't you? That sort of stuff. We can get them snacks, little snacky snacks. Yes.
We can buy them snacky snacks with their matching T-shirts and they can sit there together like our children, unsupervised. We can apologise to the people that are sat near them if they cry.
So we've just made our point very clear here, haven't we? It's us. Maybe we're the problem.
Is it a bit like... So we both, weirdly, we're so interlinked. It's bizarre how we've become these two interlinked piggy people that we are. And over the last 2 years, it's made them come a little bit interlinked, hasn't it? To the point that they've both decided selfishly to get high blood pressure at the same time.
Yes.
Which they found out in different ways for different reasons. And isn't it funny that the first thing you said to me when we found out that they've both got hypertension, you were like, is it us?
Yeah. Well, we're the common denominator here, aren't we? Because their lifestyle's like the way they... eat,
like
drink,
kings.
or whatever. But it's different, isn't it? Like their diets, like one drinks alcohol, one doesn't drink alcohol, one smokes, one doesn't smoke. Like, so their health journeys are quite different. So it's not like they're living that same thing where they're eating bad or drinking too much. Or I do feel that we're perhaps the common denominator.
Do we bring stress into their life?
I can't imagine that we do. We're perfect, right?
Well, then the only thing we do is we have to go on holiday without them and let them be on their own and relax, don't we, really?
In their
and
dirty pyjamas.
Quite frankly, but we say that, don't they? That takes the stress, because if you think when we go on holiday together, we don't get stressed about it particularly. We look forward to it. We talk about it. We pack. We go on holiday. We don't have to worry about anybody staying in our houses because the husbands are at home with the dogs, with the cats, just running life. We know they're going to live in their own shit. We know they're going to live in the same pants, not have a shower, be in that pyjamas that we leave them in until we get home. I don't care. Do what you want.
Yeah. If you're not there to witness it. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely that.
So solution, let's go on holidays more together and leave them here.
Monthly?
Would be great. Yeah, we need the money though.
We do need the money. We do need the money.
Speaking of money, I don't know why that's just triggered in my head. So you've got some good news this week, haven't you? What's your good news story?
My win of the week? Yeah, okay, so my win of the week, and this is something that, do you know, I really wanted to talk about this on the pod, but I didn't want to talk about it to kind of jinx myself or to, I don't know who listens to the podcast, obviously, from my work. So I've worked in the same organisation for 20 years. Literally 20 years.
Lifer.
I'm a lifer. 20 years I think last week was my 20 years of service. And I've kind of made my way through the business in 20 years, but I've not really had any sort of significantly massive promotions or jumps. I've gradually kind of jumped from here to there and gone a bit up and a bit up. But I very much said, that's me now. I'm at this level I want to be at. I'd got myself to a level where I had a nice team of staff. I was a manager of a busy team. And my goodness, that was getting challenging, because when you're trying to deal with yourself and then you've got like 10 people dependent on you as well. I love them all dearly, but it gets a lot, because you don't, it's really hard to look after yourself when you're trying to look after all those other people, because I care about people. And so when I changed roles 3 or 4 years ago into a position where I didn't have any staff, it was a real relief for me at the time. And then people have talked to me about promotions and things, and I've gone, no, absolutely not. I don't want to go any further up the business. I'm not capable. I can't string a sentence together some days. I can't remember anything. My brain fog, bit like you were saying last week, you feel useless, you can't remember anything.
Nobody likes
you can't
you.
articulate anything.
Yeah.
You don't even know how you function when you turn up for work, which often is turning up to just another room in your own house. I, however, got talked somehow into applying for a promotion at work, which scared the life out of me, and said, no, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I can't. My manager talked me into it. In a nice way.
Thank God.
Because she said to me, you are capable.
Yeah.
More than capable. And I think doing the podcast over the last few months has made me realise that I am a little bit more capable of doing things that are out my comfort.
Well, I was just about to say, because it's scary. It's really scary.
You're really exposed. It's really exposed. It's a really vulnerable, which is why we are Penelope and Veronica, which is why we've kind of got, we do this as we do it. Anyhow, long story short, I got the bloody promotion.
Oh, congratulations.
I got the bloody promotion. And I actually cannot believe that I got this job.
I can.
I can't.
And I think everybody around you knew that as well. I think you were literally the only person that couldn't see it.
Well, I didn't tell many people.
Yeah.
I didn't tell my parents.
But I didn't
tell my colleagues.
You didn't tell, suspected or
people
was hoping,
asked. I had to avoid certain people at work because they'd kind of indirectly asked me, and I had to brush it off a little bit. There's keeping something from people and saying nothing is one thing, but I'm not a dishonest person. So when someone looks me in the eye and asks me, I don't like to be that person.
It's very hard to lie, yeah.
And one of these, or two of these people, are people that I've known for a very long time. And it was very, very difficult to not be honest with them. I didn't outright lie to people. I just avoided the question. Then I actually just avoided talking to them for a week and a half.
I mean, imagine
I can't believe it.
Imagine how powerful and amazing. It'd be like a superpower to be at this time in your life. So knowing everything you know now, if you stripped away the hell of perimenopause, menopause, can you imagine how amazing women would be without having, because like even with all of that, all of your symptoms, all of the anxiety, all of the stress, zero sleep, all of that, you've managed to do it.
I know.
And that's pretty incredible, isn't it? And pretty amazing.
It is. And I think...
And it took other people believing in you and convincing you, really, to kind of do it. And thank God they did. So thank you, if any of you listen, because this is where you need to be, 100%.
It is. And I do feel lifted by it, and it's given me some confidence. And I'm a bit nervous about it. It's a big thing I've taken on. But if nothing else, the feeling that I've had in the last couple of days is, oh my gosh, am I coming out the other side of my perimenopause? That's what it's made me feel like. Because 12 months ago, I absolutely would not have done this. Whereas now I go, well, I can do anything.
Yeah.
It's quite a nice feeling, and it's made me go, oh my God, I can't, like you said, I can cope with this.
Yeah.
And it feels just like something's lifted. I don't know, it's
God, there's
bizarre.
hope. You've just given hope.
That's what I feel like. I have had hope, and I feel like I've done a 5-year stretcher, thank you very much. Now I'm
done
gonna...
your time. It's gonna get slightly better. Maybe that's the kind of... I don't actually know the answer to this, and I suppose it's maybe different for everybody. But maybe it hits you harder in the first few years, then it drops down a bit, or I don't know, because then there's other people that sell for it, they get no symptoms whatsoever.
Really interestingly.
Or people that really hits them a bit later on.
Yeah.
You know.
And this is a really interesting thing I'm about to say, and I don't think I've even said this out loud before. The manager I've got now is probably the second person that's really made me believe like that I'm capable of doing stuff. She's shared with me in the last 2 or 3 months some of her own horror stories about being a menopausal woman and some of the horror. She's a career-driven woman in her 50s.
Of course, I imagine she...
She's amazing, and I do look up to her, and I just think, because she's opened up and shared with me, it's made me go, oh, so you're not going to judge me if that happens to me then? I can go for this promotion, and then those things that you've told me that can happen to me, you're not going to judge me, are you? Marvellous.
We so need more of this, don't we?
Yeah.
This is exactly what we all need to be doing.
So that's a real win this week, which is really nice.
Massive win, and great that people are sharing these things as well. I'm like most impressed with that as well.
I'm very impressed with it. Because
one woman's journey has helped you on your own journey.
Yeah, and it's really bonded us,
cool.
actually. What I do need to do is share this with her, because I keep talking about the podcast, which she's all excited about. And I still haven't shared it with her yet, which I must. But yeah, it's really nice that she's made me feel like my perimenopause journey and the things that impact me at work are of no concern to her.
Yeah. If you walk in full on pig, she's just going to give you the nod and go, uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
She knows she's in the club.
Oink, oink, wink, wink, totally. So what's raged you this week? What's got you going?
I wouldn't say it's rage, but I had a moment today, and obviously no one can see me apart from you right now, but I had a bit of a Britney moment today. And I cut my hair completely non-planned.
She's not bold.
I'm not bold.
She's not done a number one all over.
I might be slightly uneven, but as I mentioned before, this waking up for at least 2 hours every night this week, I'm a little bit sleep deprived and I'm a little bit mental because of it.
Are you unhinged?
Yeah, and it's that thing, like we were messaging this morning, weren't we, going, I can't get through today. There's no way I can do it. You know, you feel so exhausted.
I felt hungover this morning.
Yeah, like you've got nothing in the tank left.
No, that was it. I'd run out.
Zero. But you managed to go for a walk, do a workout. You know, I've been out with the...
had to force things on myself.
It helps,
today.
doesn't it? It really does help to move, because I've taken the dogs out, so done a big walk and run about, done loads of bits around the house, cleaning and stuff, and that gets your heart pumping, doesn't it? But yeah, it was this morning, and I'd sort of washed my hair, and as I've spoken about before, my limp, heavy hair that's just nothing, I can't do anything with it. And then before I knew it, I found myself in front of the mirror with a pair of scissors in my hand. And I just, like Edward Scissorhands, I started just chopping, and I kind of went into a bit of a zone, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I just started hacking, and so I've hacked the front of my head. But I mean, maybe not honestly. What do you think? It's all right, isn't it? I think I've got away with it.
I wouldn't have even noticed had you have not told me, and I don't think there's anything that I'm not looking at you thinking, oh dear.
You haven't seen the back yet.
I feel like I want to look at the back now.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have seen the back of your head since I've been here at some point as we were trotting to the kitchen to get another glass of Prosecco.
To the bar.
So, no, I haven't noticed anything. I think you've done a wonderful job.
Oh, thank
Maybe
you.
it's not your next career.
Yeah.
However, considering... it could have been a lot worse, couldn't it?
Yeah, but I just don't think... I think it was just a moment of... I lost myself in that mirror. And, I don't even really recall going and getting the scissors. That's scary, isn't it?
But I think we felt...
Would that stand up in court if it was like, I've stabbed my husband? I don't remember.
No, we wouldn't go to court. We'd probably just run away together and leave the country. And we can't because of the dogs and cats. So we'd leave the country with them all. On a boat? Maybe on a boat? Dinghy.
Oh, yeah. Could do, yeah.
We were saying, weren't we, this morning, like, because you're tired... And then I sent you a photo of myself. I sent you a selfie of myself. I felt rotten and ugly and tired and just, It's so awful when you feel like that.
And it does, like I said, I think it makes you a little bit mentally unstable. It doesn't help. Like, I think sleep deprivation is like one of the worst things for your mental health and your state of mind.
Rest. Sleep is what makes everything better. Sleep is what fixes things.
Yeah.
It's so important.
So you can start doing these crazy odd things.
Yeah.
I could have just waited and got a haircut. I don't know what happened, but I mean, thankfully, I think it's turned out all right. Yeah. But I just went for it. And so our solution to this week's problem is try and move then, even though it's the last thing on your mind when you haven't slept and you're really tired and feeling awful and a bit crazy. But try and like the actual physical. And mine, it's walking. That's my thing.
Get out in the fresh air.
I have to with the dogs. But get out. And, I had a bit of a runabout with them as well. Or even, like I said, cleaning the house. That is so therapeutic. I hate cleaning with an absolute passion. I hate it. If I was rich, I would have like a cleaner. I'd probably just live in a hotel, actually, so I didn't have to do anything at all. But when I do it, it helps
makes you feel...
Yeah, because it's not, like you said, getting into the clean bed with your clean pyjamas, everything, your clean kitchen and your hoovered... It just helps,
doesn't it? Life feels nicer when things around you are clean. I think we spoke about this before, but I become this huge procrastinator about the moving thing, and I love the gym and I love training and I love doing all that stuff, but my mornings are so precious to me. If I'm travelling for work, I have to be up at 5:30, shower, hair, get ready, make myself presentable. When I'm not and I'm at home, I thoroughly enjoy. If I'm going to wake up early, which I do, I want to make the most of that time on my own to just have some me time. And I enjoy getting my coffee, sitting back in bed, watching Good Morning Britain, messaging you, doing whatever I'm doing. And I begrudge then going, right, now I'm going to get up and go to the gym. Although I know if I get up and go to the gym, I feel bloody fabulous.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the gym this morning. I did a little workout that I had on an app on my phone, rolled around on the floor a bit like a pig.
I was going to say, the way you described it to me was that you were just rolling around on the floor.
Because when I'd set this up, I've paid £15 for like 1 month of this app for the, I can't even say the word, I can't say it. Because I wanted to try it and I thought it's 15 quid for a month and it's 20 minutes workout and it's nothing rigorous and it'll do me good and it's kind of more just to get your body functioning a bit better and stretching. And I put it on difficult because I'm quite a fit person. I'm not the fit person I was because I don't train as often. And so this was all ab blast.
Oh, ouch.
So lots of planking.
Eesh.
I was a planker, massive planker, but I couldn't plank for that long.
No,
and it was
hard.
Like normal plank, fine, I can do it. But a side plank and then a dip plank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God,
so
it was
thrusting
I was
and
thrusting
rolling.
around and rolling and panting. I didn't realise that the camera was on. So I don't know if we've caught any of it on camera, so we'll go and have a look at that.
Oh, please find it. Yes, I think that'll be hilarious.
For entertainment purposes.
We are going to go and do a bit of karaoke. I'm just clearing my throat ready for it.
Are we going to do some karaoke?
I think we need to do a bit of practice karaoke because you never know. We've got our holiday coming up and you never know when you might come across a karaoke bar when you're on holiday. So I would like to get some... Oh, Ant and Dec. We started with Ant and Dec. Let's get ready to rumble.
Didn't we do that on
We have done that before. It is a difficult one with the rapping. You're better at rapping than me. So
we need to know our place and we need to make sure that we take turns and don't try and sing the wrong bits. Okay, we
or
could
sing over
this.
each other as we talk over each other. So yeah, maybe we could find a song where Well, we just duet. Yeah,
Let's
we
just
need
sing
to
over
duet.
each other. It'll really annoy
Yeah,
him.
yeah. Let's go then. On that note,
Let's do it.
let's go and karaoke. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good week and see you next week. Oink, oink.
Oink, oink.
Thanks for hanging out in the Peri-Pigs sty with us.
If you had a good time, give us a follow or hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And if you know someone who'd enjoy this too, share it around and spread the Peri-Pig love.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok.
Come and say hi and drop us a comment to let us know how you are.